All right, thank you guys. The Hanwha Eagles square off against the Doosan Bears, 5:30 a.m. Eastern start time. The Bears are the $4 favorite, totals 9.5 flat. And if you like the Eagles in a big upset, they're plus 280 to win it, and plus $1.35 catching the 1.5 on the run line. And following Wednesday's sports wagering action, I'm 4-0 my last four daily best play premium sports picks on patreon.com/BrockPage. And of course, that's a website where I sell really great sports pick subscriptions beginning at just $1.99 through the end of the month. I'm also 2-0 in my last couple of underdog plays, and I'm 2-0 in my last two board member tier package plays as well. Now, if you decide to pull the trigger, if you want to take a look at a package here, we'll bill you the day you sign up and then the first of every month following that. And if you want to check out the website right now, maybe browse a little bit, check out my current record. Link for that site is in the description section below. And once again, that is patreon.com/BrockPage. A lot of great stuff going on that website. But let's go ahead and dive back into this content here. The Eagles lost 7-1 earlier this morning to the Kia Tigers, completing the 3-game sweep. They gave up 19 total runs in that series. They also lost their last 4 straight, including a 7-2 loss to the 8th place KT Wiz. Hanwha's 12-38 record on the season puts them 26 games under 500 with a win percentage of just .240. And just for reference purposes, this Hanwha team is officially 22 games back of the NC Dinos for first place in the league. Now the Bears on the other side, they're currently 8 games over 500 themselves, and they are in third place. They're also just 2.5 games back of the Kaiwoom Heroes for that second place spot. And when it comes to the total in this one, the Bears saw their last 3 straight get over the total of 9.5 runs. 10 out of their last 13 also got over that number. Meanwhile, 3 out of Hanwha's last 6 got over the 9.5 themselves. Give me the Bears minus 1.5 and the over 9.5 in that game. Before we go ahead and move on, just want to take another quick timeout and welcome you to the video. Got some lines of personal leans out for Friday's KBO baseball action. But before we dive into some more of that, I just have to quickly remind you once again that after Wednesday's sports wagering action, we're 4-0 in our last 4 daily best play premium selections on patreon.com/BrockPage. And of course, that's a website where I sell really good sports pick subscriptions beginning at just $1.99 through the end of the month. There's also a bunch of different great memberships, tiers, and packages that you can subscribe to. We'll bill you the day you sign up and then the first of every month following that. And one of those packages is called the Extra Daily Pick Tier Membership. Now that membership's only $2.99 through the end of the month, and I'm currently hitting at 22-10 in my last 32 picks in that membership as well. And for you math guys out there, that is 69% during that span. I strongly recommend you consider using the website for sports picks. They're my personal plays, games that I personally have action on. And once again, that's patreon.com/BrockPage. And with that said, let's go ahead and move on. We're going to take a look at the Kaiwoom Heroes versus the KT Wiz, 5:30 a.m. Eastern first pitch. The Heroes are minus 150, totals 9.5 flat. The Wiz are plus 115 to win it. And if you like the Wiz to keep it close, they're minus 150, catching the 1.5. Now the Wiz are currently 4 games under 500 with a win percentage of just .460. They're taking on a Kaiwoom squad who just put up double-digit runs on the third-place Doosan Bears this morning. They took 2 out of 3 in that series versus the Bears. They've also won 4 out of their last 5 games, giving up just 2.2 runs per contest in those 4 victories. Kaiwoom's currently in second place in the 10-team KBO. They're 13 games over 500 and have a solid win percentage of .627. They've also been victorious in their last 6 straight series. Now, scoring-wise, the Heroes' last 3 straight all got over the total of 9.5 runs. 5 out of their last 7 also got over that number. Meanwhile, on the Wiz side, 4 out of their last 7 got over the 9.5 themselves. Give me the Kaiwoom Heroes minus 1.5 and the over 9.5 in that contest. Next game, the SK Wyverns squaring off against the Lotte Giants, 5:30 a.m. Eastern first pitch. The Giants are minus 165, totals 9.5, juice to the under. The Wyverns are the plus 130 underdogs. And if you like SK to cover the run line, they're minus 160, catching the 1.5. The Wyverns lost 6-2 to the Samsung Lions this morning, and that completed the 3-game sweep. They scored a total of just 4 runs during that series with the Lions. They're currently on a 5-game losing streak and averaged just .8 runs per contest during that stretch. SK is currently in second to last place in the KBO, and they find themselves just 2 games ahead of the last place Eagles. SK is officially 22 games under 500 and have a win percentage of just .280. That is laughable. Anyway, for those who didn't know, the Wyverns have lost their last 7 straight series. That's laughable too. All right. Anyway, the Giants on the other side, they've been victorious in 2 out of their last 4 contests, and that includes an impressive 10-8 victory over the first place Dinos. They also beat the Samsung Lions 7-3 during that span as well. They scored a total of 29 runs in their last 4 victories. And when it comes to the number in this one, 2 out of the Giants' last 4 stayed under the total of 9.5 runs, throwing out this morning's game. So just keep that in mind. Meanwhile, on the other side, the Wyverns' last 7 straight all stayed under the total of 9.5 runs themselves. 10 out of their last 13 also stayed under that number. Give me the Lotte Giants minus 1.5 in the under 9.5 in that game. All right, next matchup. It is going to be the Kia Tigers versus the NC Dinos, 5:30 a.m. East. The Tigers are the $1.20 favorite, totals 9.5 flat. And if you like the Dinos in a proverbial upset, they're the minus 110 underdog. They're also laying $1.80 for some run line cash. Now, the Dinos are coming fresh off a nice 9-7 victory over the Lotte Giants earlier this morning. They're currently on a 2-game winning streak and found themselves victorious, in 4 out of their last 6. Now, the Dinos are currently 19 games over 500 with a .694 win percentage. They put up 28 total runs in their last 4 games. They're taking on a Kia squad who dropped 2 out of their last 4 themselves, scoring 0 runs in those losses, back-to-back shutout losses there. They currently have just 3 more wins than the 8th place KT Wiz. And when it comes to scoring this one, Kia's last 4 straight all stayed under the total of 9.5 runs. 7 out of their last 9 also stayed under that number. Meanwhile, on the other side, 2 out of the Dinos' last 4 stayed under the 9.5 themselves. Give me the NC Dinos minus 110 and the under 9.5 in that contest. Next and final matchup for the show, it is going to be the LG Twins versus the Samsung Lions, 5:30 a.m. Eastern start time. The Twins are minus 133, totals 9.5, juice to the over. The Lions are catching even money to win it. And if you like Samsung to cover the run line, they're minus 160, catching the 1.5. Now, Samsung's coming off a 3-game sweep of the SK Wyverns. Very good series for them. They also took the series 2-1 versus the Lotte Giants before that. The Lions are currently 5-1 in their last 6, and they are just 5 games out of second place in the standings, believe it or not. They're officially 3 games over 500 right now, and they won 6 out of their last 7 series. Very impressive there. They're taking on a sputtering Twins ball club who lost their last 2 straight, with both of those losses coming against the 8th place KT Wiz. They've also been victorious in just 3 out of their last 12. And when it comes to the scoring in this one, 5 out of the Twins' last 6 stayed under the total of 9.5 runs. 7 out of their last 10 also stayed under that number. Meanwhile, on the Lions side of things, their last 3 straight stayed under that number themselves. Meanwhile, 5 out of their last 8 also stayed under the 9.5. Give me the Samsung Lions plus 1.5 in the under 9.5 in that game. All right, let's go ahead and dive into some shout-outs. And from our Patreon platform, shout out to Sergio Marenko, Chris Fernandez, G. Wang, Megan Williams, Shiv Vig, Giacomo Casanova, Kevin Lee, Rod Bashadi, Helen Beats, and Tony Yasagire. Next from our Instagram platform, shout out to Sierra Keechin, Terry Giles, Will Slade, Keaton Johnston, Daniel Rodriguez. Shout out to Double X Ace, Chris Coyle, Nurse Escali, Adrian East, and Brody Taylor. And finally, from our YouTube platform, shout out to Roy Munson, Matt Mayer, Andrew D, David Arango, Bo Dunn. Also want to give a shout out to my man, Standard Operating Procedure, LFD Striker, Tommy Kingston, Rob Cook, V-Berry 1923, and last but certainly not least, got to give a shout out to my man, Muhammad Jama. All right, guys, that's going to do it for me. Don't forget to check me out on Patreon. But most importantly, guys, I got to thank you for joining me right here on YouTube. I really hope you enjoyed all this great free content, all this great free information. Happy Thursday or Friday to you, depending on, what day it is, what, day you're watching this video. Best of luck to you, and I look forward to seeing you later on today on my website at patreon.com/BrockPage.